What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Basketball Wives Orlando. This is Season 1, Episode 5, and the episode is titled, You Been Around My Kids. Let's jump right into the review. So, we actually start this episode off where, I don't know why VH1 is doing this right now, where they will give us like 3 random small clips and then jump into the actual scene. But did y'all catch that they actually showed like Danielle's house, and it was literally the same complex as Neek and Mackenzie? I said, no, wait a minute, VH1. So y'all basically moved these random girls who are all intertwined to Orlando just for this damn show. Because how is it that all of them are in the same complex? I think the only difference is that Danielle lives around the corner, or not even around the corner, around on the other side of the complex of where Mackenzie and Neek live. Did any of y'all catch that? But nonetheless, let's just jump right into the actual factuals. We see Megan and Danielle. They meet up. They basically talk about Megan's podcast, and Danielle brings up Mackenzie yet again. So now she wants to know, why Mackenzie is stalking her, and she wants to have a conversation with her. When was Mackenzie stalking you? Like, I'm just trying to understand where Danielle is coming from. I really am. But, like, sometimes the stuff that she be saying, I'm just like, wait, when did that happen? Nonetheless, we find out that Danielle is still sleeping around with Rashad. And I said, okay, yeah, that makes all of this make sense. Because it's very clear that Rashad is definitely saying something to Danielle to make her think that there's still a chance for them. And he is keeping Mackenzie in his back pocket. Let's go ahead and move on. So we actually see Lindsay, and she's FaceTiming her man. I think his name is Devin. And here's the thing. She's trying to show him these ultrasound pictures, and he seems to be absolutely uninterested. Like, it's given that he don't even want to be there. He don't want to be on his FaceTime call. It don't seem like he want to be at the birth. Like, honestly, I feel bad for her. Because, unless it's because he doesn't want to be a part of this show, he's acting like this. But girl, it seems like he wants nothing to do with this baby. And that's very sad. Nonetheless, we move on to Mulan. Y'all, we see her driving a Maybach. What does Mulan do again so that way she can afford a Maybach? I'm just trying to figure it out. And on top of that, she ends up going to get her sisters. Her sisters are 17 and 13 years old. Now, my question is, again, who rented the rental car for them so they can go ride down around Miami? I'm still trying to understand that. And it's very clear from the way the girls were talking in the car, these teenagers are running amok, okay? You have the 17-year-old talking about some, I gotta give me some clothes because, I packed all my bodysuits and whoa. Bodysuits showing boobs. No, you're 17. We gotta get you some clothes, girl. You're not about to be doing that, especially not in Miami. So, one thing that threw me off was the fact that Mulan asked this girl, oh, can you go out my purse and get my chapstick? Child, this girl is feeling all around this purse. She pulls out a vibrator. I said, Mulan, anything for the scene, right? Okay. Moving on. So we actually see Ashley, and she goes to visit Nikki. I guess she has like a beauty bar. I never knew what Nikki did. I just know that she dated for Black Ink Crew at one point in her life. But nonetheless, we learned that she actually does hair. So Ashley is telling Nikki about how her husband got to be a guest at the Special Olympics in Berlin. And I'm like, that is actually really cool. That's a dope opportunity for him. And one thing I will say is that Ashley does seem to have a life outside of the show. Because I feel like some of the other girls, they are so wrapped up in the drama, they ain't got nothing really going on in their life. But every time that we see Ashley, she does have something going on outside of the typical show drama. So nonetheless, she talks about how She actually wants to get a wig made so that way she can give it to charity, because there's a cancer research center above her store. And we all know that she has had a few deaths in her family, and her mom actually happened to pass away from cancer. So as she's telling this story, Nikki's like, oh wow, my sister actually just passed away. I think she said like in April. Now, I don't know how soon they have filmed after April, but it seems like it has not been like a year on the show since her sister passed away. Nonetheless, these two are bonding over the fact that they have lost people who are very close to them, as of recently, within the last 5 years, from cancer. And I feel like this was actually a real moment from this show, which is something that I liked, because I can't lie. The arguing back and forth with these girls, it's very tiring, because it's over a man. Like, most of it is over a man, and that's annoying. So Ashley, she of course wishes that her mom was there for a lot of the big moments that she's had in her life, because she actually had her kids after her mom passed away, and like she has her store now, she's on TV. So she has had a lot of, big things in her life happen, and unfortunately her parents aren't there to celebrate with her. So Nikki, she talks about how, when her sister got sick and how she passed away, she has just been eating. That has been her coping mechanism. And now she's been gaining weight. And it's like she don't even know what to do with this new body that she has. So these ladies are actually planning to work together, so that way Nikki can probably make the wigs that Ashley wants to give to charity, which I think is amazing. Now, let's move on. We see Megan, and she's talking about her upbringing. Now, she says that, she did come from a 2-parent household because she was raised by her grandparents, and her grandmother and grandfather, they were both in the household. And she also talks about how, her life was pretty good when she was a kid. The only thing that she wished was that her mom would have come back for her, as she got older, which I completely understand. And one thing that I will say is that Megan has definitely done, I don't know if some therapy or what, but when it comes to her mom, she does give her a lot of grace. She understands that with the circumstances that her mom had, she probably thought that it was a better idea for the grandparents to raise her. But like she said, at the end of the day, you should have came back for me. So let's go ahead and move on real quick so that way we can go through this foolishness. Mackenzie, she's meeting up with Danielle. Now, according to Danielle, she took her ring off in March, and Mackenzie has been around since February. So now she wants to tell Mackenzie that, this man had multiple women, and how, the reason why she actually left him was because he didn't want a monogamous relationship. He wanted to date around. She's not about to be waiting around for him. Then, girl, why are you arguing with Mackenzie? Just let this man go. You're Aggie right now. We're tired. We're drained. The man is playing both of y'all. I don't understand why y'all both don't realize that. Because Mackenzie, she is convinced that Rashad has never lied to her. She feels like he was he was not Danielle's man when she got with him. I'm drained. I am so drained. I don't care about Danielle, Mackenzie, or Rashad at this point, because this whole situation seems ridiculous. So, the thing that Danielle was trying to drill into Mackenzie, though, was the fact that her situation is very similar to what Mackenzie went through last year with Neek. And I actually believe that. I do believe that their situation is probably similar. She's trying to get some grace out of her, and Mackenzie ain't giving it to her, okay? Now, one thing that threw me off was the fact that she asked Mackenzie, has she been around the kids? Mackenzie didn't even answer. She just had a smirk on her face. And then come to find out, Mackenzie was snooping around on Danielle's social media page And I'm just like, well, how do you know that? Mackenzie must have been scrolling down and liked some pictures or something. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why she knows that Mackenzie was searching on her social media. Child, I don't know. But at the end of the day, both of y'all sound like y'all got played by this man. Danielle, you need to go ahead and let him go, because clearly he's not going to do you no good. Mackenzie, listen, girl, it is given that you knew about Danielle, but maybe it was because it was a tail end of the relationship. You had already known that he was going to leave her, child. I don't know. But at the end of the day, one thing that I wish that we could have seen as an audience, I kind of wish that we could have seen the Mackenzie and Neek situation play out on an actual season versus us only hearing about it. And then we have to watch this season where Danielle is basically saying it's the same exact situation. Because I just want to know how Mackenzie was actually reacting to the fact that Neek was the new woman. But nonetheless, you guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. And that is Mulan and her sisters. First of all, the 13-year-old is definitely looking as old as the 17-year-old. I do appreciate the fact that Mulan said that she was going to take them shopping so that way they can find some age-appropriate clothes. We actually learned that they have a brother, or should I say had a brother, unfortunately. He passed away. I think he was trying to do like an attempted robbery situation. It sounded like he was a part of like an attempted robbery and he ended up getting murdered. But to me, I don't know, like, it didn't sound like he was the victim in the situation, if that makes sense. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Nonetheless, Mulan talks about how, she doesn't really like going back home to, I think, Cincinnati. And she's like, when she does go home, she cries. And how she wants more for them. But here's the thing. You about to take them for the summer where they out here riding around in a Maybach. They on TV, all of this stuff. So after the summer, you about to send them back to their mama house where they have issues. The only way that these girls are going to actually, make it out, considering you want more for them, is if somebody takes them out of that environment the same way you left that environment. So it's not really going to help if they go back home. So are you about to take them in or what? That's my question. But y'all, let's move on. We see Lindsay, and she's with her man Devin. Now he happens to be in town. They're baby shopping or whatever. And she feels like as long as he's there for the birth, she'll be okay. Because while he's overseas, she's actually going to be surrounded by a lot of family who are there to support her. And I do think that is great that, her family will be there. But I also feel like he needs to be there. I'm just saying. So it was crazy to me that she was asking him about a push gift. And it seemed like she wanted her push gift before she had a baby. And I'm like, girl, you are lucky if this man even shows up to see this baby be born. I think you need to take this one step at a time with him, okay? Nonetheless, let's move on. Y'all, we see the scene with Megan. It's Megan and her mom. Now, she tells her mom that, she wasn't there for her when she needed her, but, she was always there for her brother. The mom did not address that. Now, the mom made some little remark, and I feel like she's embarrassed because, this is a TV show. I honestly feel like these parents are sick and tired of their kids bringing them on national TV just to say that they ain't shit. And what I mean by that is, I personally am tired. I'm so tired of reality stars reaching out to their parents who most people would consider deadbeats, or the parents that stepped out on them, they walked out of their life, whatever, okay? We are tired, at least I know I am. I'm tired of y'all calling these parents up, telling them to meet you on this show, just for you to low-key blindside them, to be like, you weren't there for me. You did this, that, another, blah, 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 right? Woe is me. And I get it. Your parents have done you wrong. But I'm going to need for y'all to stop airing out y'all grievances on national TV. Please stop that. Because I don't feel like your parents at this point are even going to want to really put up with you now. Because you done brought them all the way on TV just for that. You done brought them on TV so that way you can tell them how they did you wrong. I'm going to need for y'all to go to a couple of therapy sessions and then bring your parents on. How about that? Let's start there. Because I feel like if y'all actually, bring them around, take them to like therapy or whatever, y'all work out some of the issues, I would rather see y'all bring y'all parents on these TV shows to be like, yeah, mom, you weren't there for me, but now I understand why, blah, 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 or however it's going to pan out. But at least make it to where y'all going to be able to move forward. I feel like we have seen on almost every reality show, somebody is chasing down their deadbeat parent. And I am drained. Leaving people where they at, okay? Because first of all, what are they going to do for you? Even if you do have your mama, what is your mom going to do for you? Megan's next number is 40. Like, I'm sorry. I just think it's crazy when people go chase down these old ass people who have clearly moved on. They are so far removed from their children that they don't really have that connection. So let's stop trying to force it. But back to the situation at hand, Megan's mom, she basically says that, if she could have done things over, then she absolutely would have done things differently. But here's the thing, hindsight is 2020. This girl was 17 years old? Well, woman now, but she was 17 years old when she had her daughter, right? At 17, you don't know which way is up, down, left, right, all around, okay? You just don't know what's going on, to be honest. You don't know how to really raise a kid. So the fact that her mom decided to step up and be like, hey, you know what? You're a kid yourself. Focus on yourself and we'll raise your daughter for you. Okay? Fine. She went on, I guess, to, live her life, do whatever. And the grandparents raised Megan. Here's the problem. I mean, it doesn't sound, at least to me, it doesn't sound like she was still in the same household with them at one point. So maybe it's the fact that they didn't really have a connection. Because it low-key sounds like an adoption story. Like, this is absolutely giving an open adoption story to where, the mom definitely has access to come back to see the kid maybe a couple of times a year. And somebody else is raising that kid as their own. Now, if we actually want to be honest, like, for real, a lot of people, they have had their parents, I'm going to say they had them do this, but a lot of people's parents, grandparents, I guess you would say, to the kid, they step up and they more so are involved or heavily involved with the kid's life just because the moms are so young and they don't exactly know what to do, with a new baby. And I feel like the difference here is the fact that it seemed like her mama kind of just walked away and went to go live her own life. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, Megan's mom, she goes on about how Megan doesn't call her. And here's the thing. I just don't feel like your child should be the only one reaching out. If you want to have a relationship, y'all need to go ahead and have communication with each other. As in, the phone is working both ways, ma'am. So she goes on to talk about how, once Megan got a status, she was basically saying F everybody. Now, y'all, I can't even lie. Can I absolutely see Megan being that type of person? Absolutely. However, you got to think about it. This girl was already raised by her grandparents. So those are the two people who she sees as her parents. Even though her mom is her mom, I just don't feel like they have that type of connection to where she actually respects her mom because she's never had to. Let's start there. Let's be honest. By the time Megan was how old? Like 20 something, early 20s, she was on a Bad Girls Club. People started to know her. There was fame coming to her. And then once you start to get popping, you know what I'm saying? Here comes this parent who has been MIA for a while. Now you want to be involved with me? No, F you. I got here on my own. See, I can see how all that mentality could have played out. For sure. Now, Megan, she is already in her feelings at this point because she's like, how can we fix this situation? So the mom is like, we just have to have like respect for each other. I said, okay, we're going into the positive. That was short-lived, very short-lived, because for some reason, her mom was like, I feel sorry for you because when these lights go out and that green screen goes off, you're going to be in a dark place. Y'all, when I tell you I was so confused because that line seemed like it came out of nowhere. Like, I feel like there had to have been some other things that were said because it made no sense for her mom to say that to Megan at all. Like, what are you talking about, lady? So Megan, she actually ends up leaving. She has tears in her eyes. I honestly felt bad for Megan. But let's go ahead and move on. So we actually see Mackenzie. She's celebrating her daughter's birthday, and Neek and Dwayne, they could not make it. He could not make it to his child's birthday party, and it doesn't even seem like he's playing basketball right now. But I digress. So she's not tripping about it because he has always done things separately for the kid's birthday anyways. So some of the other ladies, they showed up or whatever, and I can tell you this, it was a very cute little birthday celebration. I thought that it was really cool that Ashley, as a Barbie collector, was able to give her daughter, what's her name, Mackenzie's daughter, a bunch of dolls that were Barbies from all the different cities that her dad played in. I thought that was a really cute idea. But let's go ahead and move on because we have Mulan, Lindsay, Kenzie, and I want to say Ashley was around as well. They're all just standing around talking or whatever. And Mulan, of course, she's not feeling Danny. Okay? She's not feeling Danielle at all. And honestly, that was that whole scene. So we actually get to the last scene, which was Morgan, Danielle, and Megan meeting up. And again, what do they talk about? Mackenzie. I don't even care anymore. Like, these girls, they are not feeling Mulan, and they're also not feeling Mackenzie. That was pretty much that. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I cannot lie. I am kind of annoyed that every time these girls get together is some drama about not liking somebody else. I feel like the only people who are really trying to bring something else to the show right about now, as far as like their own personal life, Ashley has other things going on. I feel like Mulan, she has like her little sister storyline, but that's not even really important. And then Megan, of course, she has like the side storyline about her and her mom. I'm gonna need from Orlando to like have something else going on besides the catty drama. But y'all, let me know, like I said, what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.